Hello there, this is David from David Books and Comics, and today I want to look at some of the comic book series of uh, martial arts comic books that I've collected over the years. And you've seen some of these, but the one I want to show is this one. This is the Master of Kung Fu, Shang Chi, The Hands of Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu, from Marvel Special Edition number 15. So this series first appeared in 1973, and this is the first issue. You can see it's damaged, but it is my first issue. Somebody put a sticker on it and tried to remove it. Anyway, so this is drawn by Al Milgrom. The editor is Roy Thomas. Artist Jim Starlin and Steve Englehart are really the creators of the character. So he's been often criticized because of the color of the skin and the color of the skin in the comic books, for good reason. Nonetheless, the artwork is very dynamic and obviously became an instant seller because Shang-Chi, kind of hopping on the height of the martial arts craze, became one of the best written and best series in Marvel comic books. So you have the characters created by Sax Rohmer. You have Dr. Fu Manchu. You have Shang-Chi being commissioned as the son of Fu Manchu to be commissioned to do a murder. And he goes off to kill Dr. Petrie, Sir Dennis Nayland Smith being the heroes of the Fu Manchu novels by Sax Rohmer. And then basically he discovers the truth about his father, and then he rejects his father, and all the rest is comic book history, basically. So anyway, so this is issue number Marvel Special Edition number 15. It's actually quite strikingly drawn by Jim Starlin. All right, so that's that one. And as you can see, oh, Lord, you can see it has damage. So unfortunately, it's a lower grade one. So that's number 15. And here's another one, also difficult to find in high grade and difficult to find period, is Marvel Special Edition number 16. And it features Midnight. And it gives you an origin story, basically, of Midnight, who was raised with same writer artist, Jim Starlin. He was raised with Shang-Chi at an early age, and becomes an antagonist. So there he is. Dr. Fu Manchu discovers him crying all alone, and along with Shang-Chi raises him to be a fighter, a master of the martial arts. So they became friends, Shang-Chi and this Midnight character. I think Midnight was a similar character to Midnight anyway, appeared in the Moon Knight comic books. So anyway, so that's that one. Well drawn and a very dynamic issue and appearance and fight scenes. So that's that one. That's number 16. So the second Marvel Special Edition. Some beautiful artwork, actually. And that's how it ends. All right, so that's number 16. And this is one I've always had. It's for the first issue of Master of Kung Fu that I ever bought. And this is where, sorry, yeah, and this is where Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu, takes over the title basically. So this is the first appearance in his own title of Master of Shang Chi, Master of Kung Fu, now in his own mag. This comic I've had uh, since 1974 when I first bought it off the shelf. Again, the artwork is by Jim Starlin. Of course, those who know any of Jim Starlin's work know that he went on to draw things like Warlock, Adam Warlock, and Captain Marvel. And he became best known for his kind of space opera fantasy type comic book series, like the work he did for Adam Warlock and Captain Marvel. But these comic books obviously sold really well. So Starlin set the stage, and you can see this Marvel value stamp is missing. Okay, so that's number 17. All right, so that's that. And that's when, what's his name? Sir Dennis Nayland Smith and Shang Chi joined forces. This issue is the issue that changed everything for the comic book series of Shang Chi. This is the first art of Paul Gulacy. The writer here is Steve Englehart. But when I first saw this issue and bought it, I thought this artist is very much like, and reminds me very much like Jim Steranko. The way he uses his panels, the way he moves his characters from scene to scene, and how the stories just flow. And this is where Shang-Chi kind of becomes kind of an international spy in the James Bond vein. And you can see how the artwork, yeah, you can see how the artwork is so dynamic. All right, so that's this one. Incredible artwork by Paul Gulacy. So that's number 18. And then Gulacy would return again to number 19. And 19, let's see, I think it was, yeah, still Steve Englehart, and introduced Man-Thing. Al Milgrom did the inks. Paul Gulacy did the artwork. Again, always very dynamic art. The consecutive use of paneling, the flow of the story. Yeah. So, first appeared in 1973, and it was the most successful of all the martial arts series in Western comic books that was published back in the 1970s. Many comic book readers of the 70s seem to agree that this series was some of the best work Marvel created at the time. So it became obviously one of the top sellers. Um, the characters as drawn are, you almost feel like Gulacy actually used um, photo references for his characters. Like this fellow here looks like David Carradine. Oh, so there, that one. Thank God that hasn't been cut out. Deathlock the Demolisher. So this one's just hanging by a thread. Just have to fix the staples, I think. Anyway, so that's this issue. This is number 19. First appearance of Man-Thing. All right. This is number 20. And I believe this had a different artist. No, still Paul Gulacy. And Jerry Conway did the dialogue. Again, martial arts action. As only Gulacy could draw it. He was the preferred artist on the series, and that's what he's known for, is this work that he did on Shang Chi. There you go. And Doug Monk did this part, and it was the pairing of Doug Monk and Gulacy that really defined the series. And it was Doug Monk's work that really took the Shang-Chi series into a whole different direction. And there you go. Corain would reappear in, I think, later issues. Yeah, I remember this issue. Quite violent. All right, so that's that one. That's number 20. And this is number 21. And this one is still Doug Monk, but Ron Wilson and Al Milgrom. Doesn't quite have the dynamism and energy of somebody like Paul Gulacy. Nonetheless, Doug Monk, his writing, kept the series on track. All right, so that's that. So that's number 21. The cover, I'm not sure who that is. I don't know if it's Ramita or John Buscema. This cover art is by John Buscema. And the artwork is a bit more refined. This is Doug Monk and Paul Gulacy with Dan Adkins. And you can see it's a lot tighter. So initially the character, as I said, was drawn by the artist Jim Starlin. But the best issues, of course, were the ones by Monk and Gulacy. Shang Chi, of course, is the son of Fu Manchu, trained by Fu Manchu's own monks to be an assassin. But when he killed or went out to kill his arch nemesis, Sir Dennis Nayland Smith, and Dr. Petrie, Shang-Chi realized he's being used by his own father as a pawn. So, in the hands of Monk and Gulacy, the adventures moved from its oriental kind of milieu to a more spy action themes, coupled with international intrigue adventure stories. And that's what you get in virtually all of the issues. And here with Dan Atkins' tight inking, you have a better version of Shang Chi with some excellent shading and echoes of Jim Steranko's style. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. This one has a kind of a shock ending, um, where Shang-Chi kind of battles all the bad guys, and then at the very end, we discover where it all happened. And again, photo reference, and this looks like Bruce Lee, obviously. You see a lot of that in the later issues. Anyway, so that's number 22. And this is 23. The art is pretty good. It's Al Milgrom and Klaus Janson. The writer again is Doug Monk. And both the artist and inker did a superb job actually in this story. This one is well written, well drawn. Great origin story for the lead villain. Yeah, so because of Doug Monk's tight scripting, you got a pretty much an excellent story. Oh, I hate it when they remove the value stamp. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's number 23. Beautiful splash page. There you go. Shock ending. All right. So that's that one. That's 23. And that's 24. And the artwork here is Al Milgrom and Jim Starlin. It's pretty good, actually. This one, this particular issue. It continues on from issue number 22, sorry. Anyway. All right. And this is issue number 25. And the artwork is Paul Gulacy and Sal Trapani. And again, Gulacy just steals the show with the excellent artwork. There you go. There's a lot of detailed inking in this one by Sal Trapani. All right, so that's number 25. And this is number 26. And the art, which I always thought was pretty good, was by Keith Pollard. The inker was Sal Trapani. Doug Monk wrote it. All right, so that's that one. So that's number 26. And it introduces Fa Lo Sui, the daughter of Fu Manchu, in an interesting story, again with a shock ending. And you have to pay attention to the panels to follow the story. Doug Monk, again, tight writing, kept the series on track. And this is issue number 27. Here is John Buscema doing the artwork with Frank Springer, the inker. Buscema's a fairly good artist. Pretty good artist, I should say, to be fair. And some nice panel scenes. Excellent issue. So that's number 27. This is number 28. A lot of these issues need upgrades, obviously. This is Ron Wilson, Ed Hannigan, Aubrey Bradford, Doug Monk did the writing. So that's that one. And Fallow Sui, who's Shang Chi's stepsister. All right, so that's number 28. And then we have 29. And this is one of the best stories. This is when Gulacy really came to his own and took the series in a whole different direction. This is where Clive Reston makes his first appearance. And let's see if we can find some more characters here. And this is, you can see the panel work and the art is a bit of a departure from Gulacy's usual style. It's actually getting a little more refined. Let's see. Yeah. And this is Razor Fist, I believe. Is it Razor Fist? I think he's called Razor Fist, first appearance. And you can see the artwork there. Almost, well, not almost, very reminiscent of Jim Steranko's work. Huge influence on Paul Gulacy. These issues are obviously very well read. And there you see. Excellent martial arts action. And no Marvel value stamp. And that's Razor Fist. Excellent artwork. All right. So that's number 29. That's when the series really took off, was after this issue. And I'll show you another little treat. These are in better condition, actually. And these are the Les Mains de Shang Chi, Maître de Kung Fu. And this is actually the first issue from Édition Héritage. Héritage. You can see it's all blank. It's Canadian, from Quebec. And this is from the issue number 1 we saw earlier. And of course, this is the first issue. They numbered as number 1. This is number 3. So number 2 I don't have. And you see Steve Englehart, Jim Starlin, Al Milgrom. These are just translated into French. And here's number 4 with a different cover. Art is unknown, really. But this is the first Paul Gulacy in black and white. These are actually quite not common. It's the only way to say it. The French editions are not common. But you can see nascent Paul Gulacy's excellent artwork. So that's number 4. Number 5, with the appearance of a Man-Thing, Arts martiaux versus Homme monstre, laquelle va crouler. Aux vedettes la macabre Om shows means man thing. And there you go, drawn by Gulacy, the first Gulacy in black and white, and without the ads, obviously. So there you go. Beautiful splash age. There's a rawhide kid. And what's this? It's an early Steve Ditko. Je porte le masque de Drotor. There you go. So that's Les Mains de Shang Chi, maître de Kung Fu, du Kung Fu. So this is issue number 6. Text Jerry Conway and Paul Gulacy. Here it is. Gulacy all in first black and white. This is Ron Wilson L. Milgram. This is issue number 7. We have issue number 8, which you saw earlier in color. Number 10. Milgram and Starlin. Weiss and Simonson. So that's number 10. And we have Gulacy again. So that's number 11. Number 12, with the appearance of Fallow Sui. Keith Pollard did the illustrations. And number 13, and that's John Buscema. And this is number 14, and there's the Razor Fist one. The first appearance of Clive Reston in Razor Fist. There you go. And the look, that's photo referenced. Bruce Lee. And more. This is that's 15, this is 16. The second appearance. And just Gulacy just gets better and better with each issue that he drew. More refined in his style. Yeah, that's a photo reference. Just so you know. Okay. So that's number 16. And we have 17. Again, they just got better and better. Gulacy and Monk. Okay, so that's number 17. And no 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. But this is number 23, and this is a Keith Pollard. This one's an original cover art, and this is number 24. And this is one of the great issues, Gulacy and Monk. This is the first appearance of the cat. This is beautifully drawn. Liko Wu is introduced. I don't think this is the first Liko Wu, but it's certainly close. And you can see that Gulacy just gets really refined in his style. There's the cat. Je suis Shen Kui. Je suis le chat, the cat. There you go. And then they have a famous battle. The good thing about these ones, these books, is they have very few ads. This is obviously a top seller. So this is number 24. Number 25. Again, the excellent artwork of Doug Monk. And and Paul Gulacy. And this is the second appearance of the cat. And there's Liko Wu, his Shang Chi's girlfriend, I guess. And this is a Doug Monk sequence of Shang Chi using the nunchucks. So beautiful artwork. Nothing, no other way of saying it. Just beautiful artwork. Even the martial arts sequences are really well conceived and drawn. You can see the camera almost drawing back from the fight scene. Well conceived. All right, so that's number 25. 26, again, Doug Monk and Paul Gulacy. Beautiful work. So he just got better and better with each issue that came. His style became tighter. This is 27. And this one is Salvacima and Mike Esposito. And this is issue 27. This is issue number 28. I think that's Gulacy, the interior, yeah. See that. What is this? L'horloge du temps brisé. The clock of broken time. That's how I understand it. This guy here, this photo referenced, this looks like Marlon Brando. I always thought he looked like Marlon Brando. There he is again. All right, so that's number 28. 29. And still Paul Gulacy. You can see why he was in demand, and here's a good photo reference, you can tell. In black and white, you can really see it. So that's 29, and this is again the cat, the return. Again, Paul Gulacy, Doug Monk. Some beautiful scenes, beautiful artwork, beautiful use of paneling. There's no other way to describe it. It's just very, very action-oriented spy type artwork. So that's number 30. This is number 32. Again, Gulacy and Monk. These are all the first black and white issues of Master of Kung Fu. I don't believe they were ever released in black and white, actually. All right, so re-released, I should say. So this is number 32. So it says, Meurs, fils de Fu Manchu, quelle folie de vouloir s'opposer à l'invincible Sumo. Shang Chi aurait-il trouvé son maître? And this is Guerre dans le désert de l'Arctique. Look at that. So this is Gulacy and Monk. Pablo Marcos did the inking. You kind of see his inking style over Gulacy's work, but thankfully Gulacy's work comes through. Marcos is a good artist, mind you. So there you go. So that's number 33. 34. And there's part 4, Blackjack Tar. This is one of the more famous miniseries within the Maître de Kung Fu or Master of Kung Fu series. Doug Monk, look at that. Look at the use of panels and fading and just almost like a dreamlike sequence. There you go. Doug Monk, Paul Gulacy. This is 35. And Sir Dennis Nayland Smith, the fifth part, part 5. Oh, this is a famous mini-series within the Master of Kung Fu series. And this sequence, beautiful, beautiful work. And there's another photo reference of Marlon Brando. All right, so that's number 35. This is number 36. And this is Gulacy Part 6, and this is from Fu Manchu's perspective. So each of the major characters in the series tell their story. It's a fascinating premise, really well conceived, all by Doug Monk and Gulacy. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look into the color and black and white issues of Master of Kung Fu, and if you did, give me that thumbs up. And thanks everyone for your subscriptions. And as always, feel free to comment. Sorry about the condition of my Master of Kung Fu's, but they were issues well read, and they were at the time quite inexpensive to buy. Unfortunately, the Marvel value stamps and parts of the issues, they're quite well read. All right, so thanks for watching. And as always, feel free to comment. Okay, bye.